Dear friends, this week we begin a new book of the Torah, the book of Exodus, Shemos, which talks about the story of the Jewish people as slaves in Egypt. And in this book we're going to read about how they become free and the birth of the Jewish nation. And one of the things we find is that the Jews were slaves for quite a few years. And it wasn't just they were working for nothing. They were enslaved, they were tortured. Pharaoh had full control over their lives. They directed them to do exactly the way they wanted them, not just in their labor, but in their culture and the ways that they lived. And the Jewish people were really becoming far and far removed from the ways of their forefathers, from the ways of Torah, the ways of Jewish life that they knew before. It seems so distant and so far. And then God calls to Moshe after the Jews are in Egypt for almost 210 years. And he says, Moshe, I want you to take the Jews out of Egypt. And Moshe says, God, I was in Egypt. I saw what's going on in Egypt. The Jewish people aren't leaving Egypt. They don't even know who you are. They don't talk about God anymore. They don't talk about their forefathers and what life was. They're so burdened with the slavery and the hard labor and the constant barrage of Pharaoh's decrees and laws. Kill your children, do this, do that. They don't have any headspace. So how am I going to identify myself, and what am I going to tell the Jews when I show up? So that what? That I'm here in the name of who? So God tells Moshe, why are you doubting me? Why are you doubting the Jews' faith in me? Go down to Egypt and talk to the Jewish people. And he convinces Moshe to go to talk to the Jewish people, then to Pharaoh. Moshe goes to Egypt, gathers the Jewish people, and starts talking to them. And initially, they couldn't even listen to his words. They were so overworked, they weren't paying attention. But as he spoke and they heard the word God again and again, all of a sudden they started to pay more attention and more attention. And the Torah tells us, Vayamin B'Hashem, they all of a sudden believed in God. They started to believe Moshe's words. Not because they had false hopes that maybe there'll be some crazy idea that will happen, we'll go free. But all of a sudden, all the things that they may have heard or they may have read in some of the books, that God promised will take the Jews out, and God chose Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and God invested in the people, God made promises. All of a sudden, all these things came to the fore, and the faith that was within them, unbeknownst to them, but hidden, was all of a sudden gushing out and pouring out. And they told Moshe, we believe you. We are ready. We are ready to leave Egypt. We know it's going to happen, and we're going to help you in any way to help make this happen. And this teaches us a very important lesson, because very often we don't feel connected to faith. Many people live in a world where they think they don't believe in anything. They think they only see the world through their eyes of the logic and what they see in front of their eyes and what they experience. And if it's beyond that, they can't relate to it. It's not them. It's not part of them. But the Torah tells us that's not true. Every one of us has faith and belief in God. We have faith and belief in the greatness of humanity, in the greatness of every human being. We have faith and belief in the fact that the world can and will be a good place one day. We have faith and we believe that every one of us and every human can change, it can become better. And there is a perfect world, and there will be a perfect world. But sometimes it lies dormant within us and deep under a lot of rubble of other life experiences and the challenges of life that bury it. But here the Torah tells us, just dig in. Listen to the words. Pray every day. Say the words in prayer of how we look forward to the coming of Mashiach, how we look forward to the old days of glory, how we look forward to having all the beautiful things God had always promised us. Read the Torah where we read these things again. Sing the songs of Judaism. Do the acts of Judaism, and all of a sudden you'll find that the faith will come gushing out sooner or later. And when it comes gushing out, that faith is powerful. It's like a wave that carries you and allows you to go beyond anything that you can imagine, to face every challenge, to give you the hope and the future, to know that you can really become great. You're destined for greatness. And may God help that every one of us should realize this great faith lying within us, this great wellspring of strength and inspiration, not just hope, but much more than hope. It's real, and may it come to the fore in all of us in our lives very quickly, and ultimately for all of us Jewish people, the coming of Mashiach very quickly in our days. So I want to wish you Shabbat Shalom. May God bless you all. Candlelighting time in Montreal this week is 3:59 p.m. I love you all the best.